Nah, that's you. That's you. That's your
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead and say it. It's your boy. Go ahead. We ready?
Hey,
All right.
it's your boy, Mr. I Buy Houses.
Tony B. For Profits.
What we doing, Tony?
What we doing? We gotta make an appointment. We already talked to the person.
We talk to him?
We talk. Well, if we close the deal, we set an appointment, right?
Well, we got to talk to him.
In order to close the deal.
And go see it.
All right. Okay. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, boom, boom, boom. Making an appointment. How do we make an appointment? What are we doing with that?
So
what are you doing when you go in to make an appointment? So you call them, you talk to them, and you set a time, and you make sure you're on time.
Right.
How do you go there, and what does that look like, Tony?
So now we've talked to the person, and we piqued their interest enough. Not we're within our range of where we need to be. You know, we need to close them a little bit. You know, we need to devalue the property a little bit more to get to where we actually need to be as far as our numbers are concerned. But now we have an appointment. So obviously, if we want to look professional, you gotta look like you know how to do business, especially in this game. What's that? That's you branded. Branding yourself.
Branded,
okay,
baby.
so your brand. You know, I mean, it's ideal to have the company logo shirt on, professional. Business cards. You got business cards.
Yep.
Typically, you know, actually we have name tags. So we have a name tag, and I keep business cards in my name tag. So you know, typically I walk up to the property with this on, you know, and a card in my hand, a notebook in my hand, a pen. You know, I'm such
Looks
and such.
professional.
I'm Tony B. I don't say Tony B for profits. I'm Tony with Home Buyers Texas. Hand out my card, and I spoke with you on the phone. Are you Mr. or Mrs. Such and Such? They say, yeah, baby, I'm glad to see you. Let's get this done. So obviously, we're going to the property. What do we do?
Well, when we go to the property, like you said, you give her your business card or whatever. You also want to make sure that you have a contract. It's like an American Express card. Don't leave home without it. You got to have a contract. I keep contracts in my truck. I got a folder, manila folders that I keep with the contracts inside. So I will always
Gotta
have
have
a
a contract.
contract.
Gotta have a contract.
When I walk up to the property.
Right.
So, and another thing, a tip when you go into these properties, you don't want to go there with 5 people. You know, I know sometimes we do training stuff. You want to show somebody that you're showing how to do it, or maybe you want to go with someone, or want people to go with you.
Right.
But you don't want to go into nobody's house with 4 or 5 people with you. Even
Right.
3 is really a lot. I think 3 would be.
Some people
right
are
at that
intimidated.
threshold.
Some people are intimidated.
Yeah.
It doesn't look very professional. Now there are circumstances where you will go in with 3. I don't definitely say any more than 3.
No more than 3.
We typically go in at 2
Yeah.
with most. You know, it just depends on what's going on in our world, and then obviously if you are coming with 2 or more, you know, I would definitely let the seller know, hey, me and a couple other my business partners are coming in, you know, to help me assess the property, and just basically leave it at that. Let them know. They don't need to know that you're training anyone.
Yeah.
They need to know that you can just basically have more eyes on the property to catch things that you might not catch as an individual professional. So let's dive right into it.
Well, this is the deal. I would say that what me and you like to do pretty much every time we go to the property is Batman Robin.
Right.
Batman Robin.
Play devil's advocate.
Play devil's advocate. So I'm more of the finesser. I'll go in and I'll finesse them. I'll build a rapport with them. While Tony, he's more of looking at the property, getting straight to the point. So if you're going to go in, make sure you have a game plan before you go in. Don't go in because somebody got to be the aggressor. Somebody has to be the finesser, aggressive finesser. I like that.
But again, not everyone has 2 people with them.
Right, but you got to be able to transition those different personalities from serious, from
turn it on and turn it off. But I mean,
off.
you go in initially, obviously talking about something unrelated to the property. Usually is the best way to build rapport. Oh, I see you have a UT license plate on your car. So obviously, you know, you may want to talk about sports. You may want to talk about anything related to either Austin or anything related to UT. So maybe they're wearing you know, a jacket that you know, similar to the one that your wife wears or your husband wears. So
hey, where'd you get that jacket?
Hey, where'd you get that jacket?
My
you know,
wife
I bought that for my wife last Christmas, whatever. So figure out some sort of commonality that kind of puts you into a circle and breaks down their barrier of discomfort with a stranger or somebody it kind of helps you break that little wall down, so they're not so up here. Not to think that they can. You don't want the impression that you're coming to. They don't want to try to get over on somebody. And
Right.
that's some people's impression of real estate investors or wholesalers in
Right.
this particular industry.
But-
So keeping it professional
Right.
is definitely key. So
It's definitely
now
key.
you're on the
So-
property.
So now you're on the property, you built a rapport with them, okay?
Mhm.
Now you need to walk the property. You gotta walk the property at this point. So I got my pad, I got my pen, I'm writing stuff down as I go. Two things with writing stuff down, okay? Number one, you wanna write down all the stuff that you see that's wrong with the property, okay? Number two, when you have a pad and a pen, it gives you time to answer questions. So say you're a buyer, you ask me a question, or I'm waiting and don't know what my next question is, I can say, okay, give me a second. I can act like I'm writing, I can doodle or whatever I'm gonna do. That way, that gives me time to think of my next question and my next move.
Right.
It buys me time as well.
Right. So now you're walking the property. What are you looking for?
Well, me, number one, I'm looking to see if the foundation, look at the foundation. I'm gonna look at the roof. I'm gonna look at the AC unit. I'm gonna flush the toilet, check the plumbing, make sure it's flushing properly. Okay, I'm gonna run the water, make sure the water pressure is going fast or slow. Okay, I'm gonna look for cracks in the wall. So little stuff like that, it's automatic things that when I go into a property that I look for when I pull up. I see some of those things as well. So-
Okay. Now maybe the roof, and then also, even though you asked them on the phone, you may want to ask them again. Are there any major things?
You have to ask
Yeah.
them.
So maybe they'll all of a sudden remember something.
Yeah.
Before you get to that back bathroom.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to tell you such and such.
Right.
There's a little damage under the sink.
Right.
So those things are definitely important.
Right.
So anything else in regards to?
Well, I just want to give them some tips on estimating repairs, and this is what we kind of teach in our class, and we can go in more detail. But I just want to give them some quick tips because the biggest fear of wholesalers is I don't know what it's worth. I don't know the repairs. I can't look at. Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 quick tips to estimate repairs. Okay, 3 quick tips, and these are you can use these as they may. These are my tips that I created. Okay,
Right.
that I think are pretty accurate. All right, if you walk into a home, number one, if I walk into a home and I say, "Oh man, this looks good. This is nice. Okay, this not bad at all." $10,000 to $15,000 off the top.
Off the top.
Off the
Yes,
top.
ma'am.
Off the
Okay.
top. So you're always going to spend $10,000 to probably get a property back up. You might want to change the paint. You might want to service the AC unit. It's a lot of little things that you don't understand will cost you money. Okay.
So it's very rare that you would go into a house and you don't
Very.
do absolutely any work, and that's
Very
typically a
rare.
newer home
Yep.
that's recently, or a newly remodeled home.
Yep.
Where they've done an excellent job.
Yep.
So okay.
So
okay,
so
okay.
my second one is if you're going to the property and you say, "Oh man, yeah, it's okay. It's gonna need a little work though. Probably $20,000 to $30,000 off the top. 20 to 30. If you say, "Yeah, it's all right. It's gonna need some work. It's gonna need some work." $20,000 to $30,000 off the top.
Okay.
If you go into the property and you say, "Ooh, golly, this is bad," you're talking $40,000 to $50,000 off the top.
Okay. Now it's all based on your experience. It's all relative to you understanding how to estimate a property.
Mhm.
You knowing a little bit about. I mean, you don't have to really know a whole lot to go in and evaluate a property as far as just this is going to cost this is going to cost that. After a little time of doing it, this is not bad. May not be as that's not as bad as mine. I bet not bad. So it takes a little bit of experience, a little bit of time to get there.
Mhm.
There are also apps that you can subscribe to,
Right.
or if you're just feeling that you don't know anything, and you're a novice to it, then there's
somebody.
also
JV
you
on
can
the
call
deal.
JV on the deal, or you can get an estimator out,
Yep.
which may cost a little bit of money out of pocket. So we've gone over a few things. We found a property.
Yep.
We found it. We've skip traced the property. We
The
figured out
ARV.
the ARV. We've
Cold
cold called. We've made the appointment, and now how do you make an offer? So now that we've looked at the devalued the property, and talked to the owner. Now we got to make him an offer, right? We
It's
told him
number
to give him a
6.
cash offer.
It's number 6.
That's six. Let's do it.